Welcome back to Don't Forget Your Flashlight. I'm Casey, joined by Gabe and Michael, as always.
What up?
This
Hello.
is radio cartoon 97.5.7
I
FM.
want to work on an intro.
As far as when we enter into the...
When we just start it.
Yeah, whatever.
That's fair.
Welcome back.
I mean, you're more than welcome to do it yourself.
Do what?
An intro if you want to.
No, I'm good.
I'm not feeling like super energetic right now.
Welcome back.
Oh,
Don't
no,
forget your
dude.
Flashlight.
Like,
It's because you burnt yourself.
No, it's better. It's all right. I'll be able to play Raft.
I stopped brunch and announced to the entire table of me and two other people that my friend Casey burned himself.
I did burn myself.
Yeah, I know. You told me.
My mower was overheating and I accidentally touched the wrong thing, which was the exhaust, and I burnt my fingers. I burnt my fingers so bad. I'm not proud to say this. I said it in the video that I sent to the group chat.
yeah, he peed on his hand to
No, I
alleviate the
didn't.
burn.
I did spit on them though.
Why are you not proud of that? Your initial reaction was, ah!
Dude, you say that, but depending on how close I would be to your pool, I'd probably dip my hand in the pool. if
I
close
was
enough.
I don't
like,
think the chlorine would be good for a fresh burn, though.
I
No?
don't know either.
Oh.
But I was like equal distance from the hose to the pool, so I just went to the hose and turned it on. But my hose has been sitting out in the sun, so like it's got to push out. Yeah, it's got to push out all the hot water first. And so I'm just like sitting there with my two fingers.
Did you
burning.
remember that, or did you accidentally spray with hot water first?
Well, I had watered my plants earlier. I watered my garden earlier, so the water wasn't like scalding hot or anything like that.
It was just warm from sitting in the sun.
But it's still probably hot enough to feel it on a burn.
Well, it was like like I would turn it on, and then I would put my fingers on it to test the temperature of the water, and then realize it was warm. Pull my hand out, put my hand in, and then I went through and re-watered my garden, and kept my fingers under the water the whole time. But I went inside and got an ice pack. Actually, I grabbed one of those frozen daily drinks and held that for a while, and then I
poured milk on it.
Well, I didn't know that. Now I do. Anyway,
Yes, that's what I've been told.
have you guys heard of Dudleyville?
Dudley Doolittle? Yeah, I have.
Dudley from Harry Potter?
No, it's in Connecticut. It's the town that forgot itself.
Dudley
How
from
does a
Harry
town
Potter
forget
started a
itself?
town in-
Is it that boring?
No, not really, no. Tucked deep in the woods of East Haddam, Connecticut. I feel like that sounds weird.
Casey, are you okay? You seem
You
off
keep
today.
saying Saddam, and it sounds
No,
like almost
East
like
Haddam.
it sounds like you said Saddam twice.
Yeah, I thought you said Saddam twice. Yeah, I thought you
and
said
I was
East
like,
Saddam.
you almost sound like
No.
we're in the Middle East or something.
Tucked deep in the woods of East Haddam, Connecticut, there's a place
Haddam.
the map barely remembers. A place swallowed by time and maybe something dark. They call it
Dun,
Dudleyville.
dun, dun. There you go.
So
He paused for
it's
dramatic effect, but I was just like,
There was no dramatic. We're like, I don't know what this. Something
I'll,
darker. What darkerness?
What darkerness? It's a colonial mill town lost to the trees, whispered about by locals who don't dare go near it after dark. Strange lights, disembodied screams, a cemetery that refuses to stay quiet. We're going to grab our flashlights and head into the ruins of Dudleyville to ask a simple question. Why did this town vanish and what stayed behind?
so this is a whole town that should everything happens in this town.
Well, the town pretty much no longer exists. Actually, it does not exist anymore. Not really anyway.
Oh,
My flashlight.
That is a torch, which I guess if you're British, a torch is a flashlight, so you're correct. You win. Michael, where's your Minecraft torch?
I wish I
Casey,
had some
grab our
comical.
flashlights.
You
Wish I
got
had
the
something
torch.
comical.
Yeah. Video
No.
games called flashlights torches.
I don't have one either. Also, it's
Well, then.
all right. Founded in the late 1600s by the Dudley family, prominent Puritan settlers and mill owners. That's it. This whole thing. No, it was just it's founded in the 1600s. Many of the settlers would die due to supposed Dudley curses, like this Dudley family. There was like two major families, which I believe was the Tanner family and the Dudley family, but the Dudley family is like the big family in this town.
Can you explain what Protestant settlers means? Like, I know you specified Protestant. I know that has to mean something, right?
I did look it up, but I'm not gonna lie, I can't remember, but I'll look it up right now.
Because I remember that means something when it was specified a Protestant, like
It was Puritan.
Puritan. Sorry, not Protestant. Puritan settler.
Puritan settlers were English Protestants who sought to purify the Church of England from perceived Catholic influences.
So I was, we both right.
Yeah,
Okay,
same thing.
so it's Protestant settlers. Got it. Puritan settlers. That sounds.
So
just wrong.
this isn't like a modern town. This disappeared a while ago. Okay.
Are they still living in the 1800s?
What? All right.
Well, you said it was lost to time. I'm now imagining like someone stumbled across the town and like somehow they just never advanced past the 1800s. They like never got technology. I don't know.
All right, bro.
Like The Village. M. Night Shyamalan's The Village is what I'm thinking. Like a modern, like it's in modern times, but they still for some reason think it's the 1800s.
Have I seen that? I don't think I've seen that.
Well,
What?
then I just gave away the
How
plot.
have I not seen anything you guys ever talk about ever?
I don't know. I bring up a lot of film references.
We've
and
known
half
each
the
other for
time-
like 15 years. How
I
do
know,
I?
half the time you don't understand what I'm saying.
I don't. Okay, whatever. I'll just talk about some settlers. These are some of the settlers within Dudleyville. First
Why
up
is Dudleyville like bad? You haven't. I'm still curious.
we'll get there. We'll get to the haunting legacy.
Okay. Thank you.
But this is okay. So these are some people that died due to the supposed Dudley curse. Start off with Nathaniel Carver, his wife and child murdered by Native Americans, and he himself would be later murdered. Abel Dudley suffered dementia and insanity. Gershon Hollister, which was Abel's best friend, fell to his death while building a barn for William Tanner. William Tanner, after the death of Gershon, went insane and spoke of demons killing Gershon. Sarah Fay was struck by lightning in front of her house. Mary Cheney committed suicide a week before her husband's presidential nominee. Okay, sorry, that sounded weird. Mary Cheney committed suicide a week before her husband, who was a presidential nominee, Horace Greeley's election, or the voting, and he lost to Ulysses S. Grant. And then finally, John Patrick, whose wife died of consumption, and his kids wandered off into the woods and would never return. Now,
Well,
a lot.
What's
A lot
the
of
time
people,
frame for this all happening?
I don't know. The
It's
town.
weird. I'm
wasn't
picturing like a week.
Yeah, just like one day.
One really bad day, all of this happened.
I don't know how long it was a town, to be honest with you. Like, I threw this one together. I apologize.
Yeah, man.
Talk amongst yourself.
So, talking amongst ourselves, Michael, we're talking amongst ourselves. And
Hey, Gabe, do you think this happened in a week or a day?
You know, I like to think this happened in an hour. All of these events happened in
Oh my
1 hour.
God.
Like,
That'd be the longest
just
60
the
minutes of
worst
someone's life.
hour. Every single one of these events happened. Boom, boom, boom.
The mayor of that town is just like, I quit.
Okay,
The sheriff's like, I don't have the skills to handle this.
so Dudleyville was a town for 160 years.
Okay.
It was around for a decent bit.
They had plenty of time to get worse, for bad things to happen.
So all of this stuff, I mean, over the course of 160 years or whatever, like, I don't feel like this would be unreasonable.
Yeah, that's
Like,
that's,
this isn't-
if you were
this
like
isn't-
this all happened within a year. This all happened within like a month. Like, yeah, that's crazy. But 160 years of it that just sounds like bad luck. But like,
There's 7 people here. I mean, I'm sure there was more, but like 7 people that
Over
experienced like
160.
traumatic events over the course of 170 years. Like,
it's not that long. That's
yeah,
one
that's-
every decade.
Were they related in it? Was it like one bloodline or something?
No, I think that they were all tied to the Dudley family in one way or another.
Weird.
Either way, yeah. So Dudleyville was built on the Moodus River, which was already feared by native tribes for the Moodus noises. And when I looked, yeah, so there's a fault line, like a really active fault line called the Moodus Fault Line.
Mhm.
But it's not like a major one, so it's not really responsible for like earthquakes, but it makes noises that you can hear through this valley, and the Native Americans fear it. 18th century accounts speak of frequent injuries in the mill, mysterious drownings, and even a few madness outbreaks among the workers. I'm not entirely sure.
What is a madness outbreak? Is that just like they wanted to unionize and the people in charge were like, oh, they're going mad. They're like,
Honestly,
we want
probably.
better wages, and they're like, they've gone insane. They're asking.
Honestly, I
Can't
wouldn't be
have that.
surprised, because you got to think, if you're gonna have frequent injuries and drownings, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Hey, these are not good working conditions. We're upset." They're like, "These people have gone mad."
Are you literally insane right now? Are you crazy? That's
That-
what I'm imagining. Like
That's
that
what I
sounds-
imagine as well. So the town was banned in 1860, but it just kind of just fizzled out. You know, there's no major fire, no mass migration. They just disappeared. It's like the
This
land
is literally
rejected the
almost
town.
like the village in the sense of like it's a small community that if something happened to them, they would just disappear probably.
So did like eventually everyone just move away, or like
No,
the last-
that's the thing. There was no mass migration or anything like that. They just like, people would die, but nobody was coming into the town. So eventually, I just feel like everyone just kind of died or left slowly, and the town just,
became a ghost town?
yeah. It was like the land rejected the town, and the town rejected its people.
I mean,
That is
For a
an interesting way to look at
160-year-old
it.
town,
yeah.
and it just stops being a town. Like that's kind of weird.
I mean, isn't there other like I feel like I've seen videos where there's like big towns throughout America that are actually like completely deserted. That like I've seen people like go to and explore, and they're like walking around recording, and there's like no one in these
I mean, there's
towns, and you're
town.
like, and it's like this is a decent sized place, and you're like, there's no one that lives here anymore, or like they're like, yeah, it's all desolate, it's all like,
It's just towns out in like Wyoming and stuff, like out west where mining was really big, like the gold rush, and when the gold dried up, the towns pretty much just became empty and became ghost towns.
Yeah, and well, with Dudleyville
And
though,
no one ever.
it didn't have anything like that. There's
Yeah.
No, but I'm
gold
just
rush
saying,
or-
like nowadays, like you'd still have some of those still in around because no one did anything with them. They just became ghost towns.
So, paranormal investigators claim Dudleyville is a psychic hotspot thanks to the proximity to the Muda's seismic fault and supposed key lines. Key lines are theoretical lines that connect ancient sites, prominent landmarks, and historic structures believed to some to have spiritual or energetic significance. I never heard of key lines before,
Hmm.
I haven't heard of key lines either.
but they are interesting.
Yeah, I was gonna say that sounds very interesting.
Like if you look up like a map of the key lines, like it's just this fucking wave deal. It's cool.
Interesting.
Just Google it right now. Do it right now. Everybody at home, just Google key lines right now.
I was actually googling abandoned cities in America.
No, Google key lines right now.
There's several abandoned cities in America that are just a city that was completely abandoned. Everyone's googling key lines
There's like one where it's a globe, and they're like these like kind of hot spots.
for just supernatural stuff or psychic stuff or what?
Yeah, just prominent landmarks, ancient sites, prehistoric structures that are all believed to have spiritual or energetic significance.
So
That was kind of cool.
how long do these take back?
It depends on the site. All the sites are different.
Cool.
So, within Dudleyville, there are reports of ghostly figures walking through the woods, unnatural cold spots, even in the summer, glowing orbs near the collapsed bridge. A woman in gray seen standing from the mill ruins, screams heard coming from the old Dudley cemetery.
Collapsed bridge. I was gonna say, is there a story on how it collapsed? Okay, I didn't know if that had something to do with like the crazy things happening in the town.
Nah, I mean, it's probably just an old bridge, dude, and they abandoned the town, so...
I've heard the expression woman in white, and that's a very common ghost expression where it's like a woman who was either betrayed by her husband or, something like that, who kills herself and then haunts an area. But what's a woman in gray? Is that literally just, hey, there's a woman in gray, or is that its own type of spectrum?
No, I think it's just like a general, like, kind of like a shadow figure. That just, it's just a woman that's gray.
Alrighty then.
I don't think there's any, I don't know, I could be wrong. But I don't think there's a like everyone knows what a shadow man is. It's just a figure in folklore and ghost stories often associated with historical locations and tragic backstories. So it's just kind of like a general ghost.
Gotcha. That's what I was wondering.
Yeah. Local legend says a group of settlers tried to summon spirits in the 1700s. Some say the ritual worked too well.
But there was a sacrifice.
Was it just like speculation that they were summoning spirits, or
So that's the thing about Dudleyville is I don't know why this town has this reputation for being this like psychic hotspot or whatever. I don't know if it has to do with this summoning ritual or just the series of like bad luck, like why this town is supposedly like haunted. Like there's no like crazy origin story to it, there's no like
It's like a series of misfortunate events for the whole town.
yeah, like is it just because there were so many accidents, like the Crescent Hotel in Arkansas where like a bunch of people died, hundreds of people died because of Dr. Baker or whatever it was. And like this town there's 7 incidents. Like, I don't know why. Like that doesn't seem like I just don't understand why this town is supposedly so haunted, but there's very limited like resources on it.
yeah. And that's what I was wondering. Like, what, like from what you've done the research on, like, what were the resources for this town? Is it just like news articles or just
Like there's only like a handful of articles.
I wonder if it's like I almost wonder if like something bad happened to one person and then it just became like almost like a thought in the back of people's heads. Like you don't seek bad luck, but like when you overthink bad luck, you can have a bad day.
I see what you're saying.
like when you look for something to go bad, something will go bad? And you're
Yeah.
like, called it. Called it. I knew that was going to happen. It's like, well, you were looking for it.
So I'm wondering if like that's kind of how the town went. Like there was like a few unfortunate events, but then everyone in the back of their minds just like, I wonder if something bad's gonna happen to me. And then like next thing you know, it's like, oh, something bad did happen to me. But it's just like you were being so overly cautious that you almost caused it to happen to you.
Who is the
All right.
guest? Who's the special guest?
That's my wife.
Oh, tell us all about her.
She's amazing. Hold on. Sounded like she was like cleaning the door for a second. Anyway, back into it.
Dudleyville.
I know I gotta like get back into the mindset. The ruins of the mill are said to be cursed. Anyone who takes a stone from it experiences accidents or illnesses.
You want to go and take a stone?
I would like to go to Dudleyville.
I feel like that makes it a different thing now. Like, what if it's cursed and everyone takes a stone is marked for death or bad luck?
It is said to be cursed.
That's what I was just saying.
Well, no, but that's what I'm saying. Like, what if it's actually cursed?
That's why I'm saying we got to go test this.
Yeah.
Take a stone. Well, I'm not
Yeah.
going to take it. I'll let
Guys,
you.
I don't wanna take a stone.
You have to. I don't want to do it.
Casey's going to take the stone.
No, I got too much to live for.
Like what? Burning your hand?
Yeah, I have a reason to burn my hand.
What?
That's fair.
But
I was gonna say, like, what do they call? Like, I feel like they're blaming people. I touched this stone. I picked the stone up. I got a common cold. Like, yeah, I'm cursed.
is there like a stone that can that off gases some noxious chemical?
What do you mean?
A stone that has noxious chemicals in it? Noxious?
Like the ground has natural gases.
I was going to say there's gases in the ground, but I don't think stones themselves have gases.
It's
in them. I could be wrong on that, but I'm not a geologist.
Oh, what's it called?
So I didn't know this, which kind of makes me reconsider what kind of countertops I want. Certain types of stone, particularly granite and quartz countertops, can release trace amounts of chemicals into the air. Granite may contain small amounts of radioactive elements like uranium and thorium, which can decay into radon gas.
Thank you.
Quartz countertops, especially those made with resins, can also release chemicals like styrene during the initial installation period.
Well, that makes sense.
That's the gas in the ground because they say if you have a basement in your house, you should get a radon test or like
depending on
a
where you
sensor.
live.
Yeah, a sensor.
All right, so yeah, radon exposure primarily leads to an increased risk of lung cancer. Damn. Well, because I was trying to think if like maybe because I was thinking that these stones might be off gassing. That
I don't know the stones though, but maybe the ground around the stones.
Well, if you took the stone,
I don't think
it's a mining town.
Maybe,
you know,
yeah. I was gonna say typically radon is a gas in the ground. Like you have to be digging in the ground or have like a basement in the ground where you're susceptible to the gases.
Well, I'm just thinking like if somebody took a stone home, it says they experience accidents or illnesses or whatever, and I'm just trying to think of what could do that. Now, I guess an illness that I guess if they have the stone for a long time, and I just can't imagine a small stone.
See, what I'm thinking is they catch the illness or sickness while they're there.
So you think that there's something there?
It takes a while to develop, and then you notice it, and they're like, "Oh, well, I brought the stone with me. Like I put it in my pocket, and now I'm getting sick." It's like, well, they could have caught something while they were there.
I see, and they just
it just took a while for it to actually like for the effects to hit. You know, like when you were talking about the doctor, still like later on that once they're home, then they die.
So
like a delayed effect.
All right, so there is as one story that I have is where a guy took a brick from the old mill site, and he said in this order, he said his dog died the next week. His car caught fire and his wife left him. So I don't think a carcinogenic.
Wait. So his dog died, his car caught fire, and then his wife left him?
In that order, yeah.
So we're back to bad luck.
Hold up. To be fair, in her defense, if I found out his car had caught fire and his dog had died, I'd be like, I feel like I might be next, so I might dip too. Like this seems to be a lot of bad luck happening to things around him.
I would consider it, but
like there's a lot of stuff happening around you.
I don't think a stone off gassing would do that.
It's time for me to focus on me, and it's not you. It's all me. I just need to be aware.
You're saying that as like he's holding his dog crying in the car and behind him's on fire.
It's really not you.
Next thing you know, it's like my house randomly collapsed.
So I'm gonna need you to
okay, real quick. By the way, before you go too far,
there's a portal. Okay, what?
There's a portal theory.
Okay, let's get to Michael's question.
I was just gonna say, like, I said in her defense, but like, could you imagine how low this guy would probably be at that point?
I'm sure he wanted to off himself at some point.
Like, I would probably chuck that brick in like a pond or something if I thought that was the cause of everything.
He goes to chuck that.
I'm taking it right back, and
yeah,
like where did I find this brick? It's going in the same spot.
I gotta get rid of this brick now.
I'm going to crush it up into powder, and then I'm going to mail it back.
Wow.
But I'm going to
Why does that seem way more sinister?
in a package
it really does.
that's designed to like pop out. So as soon as you open it, the powder just goes everywhere.
So my lungs get ripped to shreds, and then you're like, "It's the curse of Dudleyville."
It's like
He touched the stone. Don't look into
Oh
the
my
back of
god, he
ground.
took the stone. Well, the doctor's like, "You will die. Your lungs have been ripped to shreds because of stone dust."
Just inhaled massive amounts of stone dust. Brick dust.
And there's a
No.
heavy amount of bacteria, so you also have pneumonia.
Yeah, it's
Not good. Cool, thanks, Doc.
I will say,
Last
after
time we
hearing
saw
that
this,
story,
it was in Dudleyville.
I don't think I'm grabbing a stone. After hearing this, I don't think I'm grabbing a stone.
So
I don't want anything to happen
There-
to animals.
there is this portal theory. Some claim Dudleyville is home to a thin spot between dimensions, backed by electronic malfunctions, time slips, and weird compass behavior.
Does that have anything to do with the key lines?
Wait. So you're saying it's like trapped in time?
No.
Portal to
No,
like,
but yes.
other spirits, dimensions, things.
So
Well, by that, I feel like in that theory, it would still be there. It'd just be there in that time period. So, like, if you could time travel, you'd see it, obviously, and it's constantly existing, but you can never truly see it around us.
So when I was reading it, there was a story of like somebody, I believe somebody like went through a walk in the woods, and what felt like, I think it was like they said like 20 30 minutes, something like that. It only felt like 20 30 minutes, but they had been gone for like 3 hours, stuff like that.
Really nice walk.
Yeah, it's
happens
like
all the
it's
time.
not.
Like,
I was gonna say the
You know,
time's
like-
got away from them, yeah.
because that I can't buy that
Oh
one.
my god, dude! I'm a freaking idiot. It's literally the next line. A few ghost hunters have reported missing time while exploring the woods. One claims she walked for 15 minutes and lost 3 hours. Is literally the next line.
See, I can't buy into that though, because when you're having a really good time, your brain kind of disassociates.
But
sometimes.
what if she like timed it? Like she checked her watch. She's like, "Hey, I'm gonna leave. You know, it's 9:30 a.m.
That'd be harder to
now."
explain.
And then she's like out. She's like, "Okay, I need to go back. It's 9:45. I've been
But
gone for
see,
15
she's
minutes."
like, I thought I was only out for 15 minutes, and my watch says I was out for 3 hours. Like,
"See that? I don't believe. It's
that's where
it's
if
hard
you're like,
to
time it. That's where I'm like, because I've been with good friends or whatnot where you're talking, and you don't realize 8 hours has gone by. Like, and
Or
you're like, I
you
thought it was
can
like
be.
maybe an hour.
I was gonna say, or you can be by yourself, and you're just so deep in like a thought, because when you walk, you naturally you're in your own head. You've got your own thoughts. You're by yourself, so like you're either listening to music, listening to an audiobook, and even then you're still in your head thinking about what you're listening to, or thinking about something that's going on in your life, and you can lose track of time quick.
Yeah, the only way to like to back her story up is like two people would have to be timing this one incident.
Yeah.
Be like,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, she left at 9:30, and then her watch says she got back at 9:45, but his says she got back at 12:30."
12:30.
That would be
If
tricky.
that was true, though, there'd definitely be there'd be like a time paradox in those woods.
Yeah, but you know, and it says a spot between dimensions, which doesn't really make sense. But I kind of would like to imagine, like, so you know the like theory on Halloween where I guess the wall between the
The wall between
living
the
and the
spirit world and the living world
Yeah,
is
it
open, and the
becomes,
dead
like,
can walk
the
the
thinnest-
night.
That's when it's
Walk.
thinnest, yeah.
The
Yeah.
dead can walk the earth for one night until the sun rises.
well, what if like in Dudleyville, like that was just all the time? This is just an open
so that's what I'm
spot.
saying, like,
Halloween 20.
In my mind,
Yeah.
I mean, shit, why not? They got a lot of problems. In my mind, I'm picturing this like, it's really cool actually. I'm almost picturing like the village, even though it's more modern day, and like they were actual people who just thought they were still in an old time because that's what they taught. But I'm almost picturing like this time period, like this bubble in the woods, and if you walk past this barrier, you go back to, what was it, 18 what?
It was founded in 1600.
Okay, 1600. So you walk through this, and you have now gone back to the past because it still exists in the 1600. People are still there, but no one else around there knows because it's just an empty space. And so you walk past that border, and then you see the town.
So you're saying it's shrouded by this invisible
Yeah,
time,
like this
wall.
time warp thing. Yeah,
Silent Hill?
kinda. Yeah, almost in that
Where when
theory
you
of
go
like
there-
you go through the mist and like
Yeah, and then you're there, but if you just showed up there like like
it would just be it'd be
regular
nothing.
people show up there, it's just
Yeah, so something like that in a sense, to where it's like almost that cursed of a town.
that'd be crazy.
That'd be cool.
That'd be great. Yeah, that'd be really cool.
So, paranormal researcher Dr. Helen Garrow believes the site may be geologically and energetically compromised, resulting in extremely high spiritual activity.
Can you say that first
It's
part one more time?
Yeah. Say that one more time.
paranormal researcher Dr. Helen Garrow believes the site may be geologically and energetically compromised, resulting in extremely high spiritual activity.
Okay, so again, what we were talking about, like the
Yes.
veil between this area is just
On haunted
really
grounds
weak due
almost,
to
yeah.
the natural ground being the way it is, as well as whatever energies has been there or whatnot, is what she's saying. Or the doctor's
Yes.
saying, sorry.
And what if it's like a... What if it's like an object? Like there's an object that's like keeping a spirit at that town, and it's a vengeful spirit, and the spirit's the one that's actually like causing all these accidents or illnesses.
Hear me out.
Hmm.
What if this is like the dwarves in Lord of the Rings that dug too deep, too greedily, and they woke something up? Because it was a mining town. So what if
Unlocked
there
an
was
evil
already like
spirit
some
or something.
ancient thing down there,
Uh,
and the miners just dug too greedily and too deep?
Found like a tomb of like some spirit and then
Something they
cracked it
shouldn't have done
open.
across some ancient cave.
Maybe. Or it could be the fact that, okay, so
That'd be kind of cool, actually.
That would
Dudleyville
be cool.
was just like, it was like a smaller part of another town, essentially.
Like the outskirts of a town.
Kind of, but it was like, it was in the valley between three hills. So it actually was terrible for farming. So they had to, I mean, if you couldn't really farm there in the
That'd
1600s,
almost
it
be-
makes it really hard for a town to survive.
Yeah, because
You'd have to bring in a lot of stuff, but if there's no money being made within the town, it's like, yes, there was, I think it was iron ore that was found there or somewhere nearby. But if you can't fund, feed your
So it was pretty much a dying town
people,
to begin with then.
Well,
you
the town doesn't necessarily have to be able to farm. It does need to be able to produce a resource that people will pay, for, such as being really rich in iron and something like that. So then they start producing the iron, and then people pay them lots of money, and then that, and they
It's just like
but then when the iron dies out or they don't need it anymore, then the town dies out.
I forgot the town name and it's gonna bug me. It's just like the town that Mothman is supposedly from. Like all the towns around it are struggling to stay afloat because they don't have a good like they don't have tourists or anything to come to them. Mothman saved that town because obviously tourists come to see Mothman, and that provides so much revenue for the town that keeps it afloat.
So in this article here from AmericanHauntingsInc.com/Dudleytown, it said the town
Let's see what this
thrived
looks like.
for a time. Dudleytown was noted for its timber, which was burned and used to make wood coal for the nearby Litchfield County iron furnaces in Cornwall and other towns. The furnaces would later move closer to the railroads and the more industrial towns, though. That's weird. Either way, the furnaces were moved closer to the railroads and other more industrial towns, and lumber was no longer needed from Dudleytown. Or Dudleyville. I'm still not entirely sure what the name is. Iron ore was used from the area for a time, and there were 3 water-powered mills in Dudleytown as well. Most of the mills eventually closed because of the long trip down the mountain to deliver the goods. So,
see what I mean? When they can no longer produce the resource, the town dies out.
yep, yeah.
I can't tell if there's still. I'm Googling it. I can't tell if there's still a town there that's just abandoned that you can actually visit buildings, or if it's just completely abandoned. Like there's nothing there at all.
It's probably just like a ruin at this point.
Yeah, I was like, I can't tell. I Googled it. I can't tell.
Might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure like to be classified as an actual town, don't you just need like a post office?
I'm sure in the 1600 you could classify a house as a town.
Probably. I don't know what all you need back then for a license, I guess, to do it. Permit.
Like, is where we just have enough people that live in one area? What did get classified as a town? Imagine just like a group of people like, hey, we all live here now. What do we want to call this area?
I mean, I like the idea. If you remember in the first Red Dead Redemption, which was like 1901, I think is when it took place.
1901 is Red Dead Redemption 1?
I think it's like 19 something.
19. You're sure about that?
Yeah. Because Red Dead Redemption 2 takes place in 1885, something like that, 86, because it's the prequel. I'll Google it real quick.
In 1600s, there was a couple things that categorized the town, but it seems like one of them was literally just population. If you're between 4,000 to 5,000 people, you are no longer considered a village, but a town.
1911. But anyway, so it was 1911, and in that game, there's a mission where you kill someone and you just take the deed off them to give to another person. Didn't sign it. No, sell a bill. You're holding the deed with someone else's name on it. It's like, I own the house. So
Back
in
then,
theory,
I think that's how it worked.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So in theory, like back even further to start a town, you probably didn't even need that. Like you probably could have just said this is a town.
So you have 16. Or what was it? You said more than 4,000 people. A town from a village.
400 to 5,000 is
Four.
yeah.
5,000. Oh, that's
That's
Yeah.
such a range.
This 1600. Again, this is in the 1600s. So I mean, most cities.
Probably hard to get 400
like-
people together.
I mean, in 1600, it wasn't even like. I mean, it was still big, but it wasn't even 1 million people. I'm gonna look it up right now.
look that one up. I want to know what you
Dude,
say.
I feel like
because
it probably wasn't even
London,
like
1600.
I don't even know if they. I
I
don't
think
even
there
know
would
if it
be
was
more people than you
500,000.
would think, but I could be wrong.
I'd shoot for 500,000 probably.
In 1600, the population of London was approximately. What are your guesses?
I think it might be more than a million.
550,000.
So Gabe says over 1 million. Mike says 550,000. The correct answer is approximately 200,000.
We were both wrong.
I didn't think it'd be super high, but
All right. So in this article, after the Civil War, this is what it says about the dying of Dudleytown. After the Civil War, Dudleytown began to die, and many of the villagers simply packed up and moved away. The demise of the town itself is hardly surprising, whether you believe in the so-called curse or not. Its geographic location was foolhardy at best. Surrounded by hills and at elevations of more than 1,500 feet, there was little chance that a good crop would ever grow and sustain life in the village. The winters were harsh here, and even the hardy apple trees were stunted from months of cold. As mentioned already, the soil was rocky, and the area was plagued by almost too much water. It pooled into tepid swamps and seeped into the earth, creating a damp morass.
I'm picturing like the founder
it's
of
in the
that
valley,
town. Like he got all the people together and like, dude, we'll open this town here. It's perfect for everything. All this stuff happens. They're just like, he's just like, yeah, my bad. We can move. That was my bad. I made a bad call.
I made a mistake.
Yeah, I made a mistake. I really thought corn would grow here. I apologize.
I thought this
So it
in
seems
my head this went different.
That hillside would have been perfect for the sun to hit and just grow whatever you
I
wanted.
thought these hills were gonna sing.
I thought those hills were gonna sing.
and all they do is just keep filling up my pool.
You ever seen the movie Sound of Music? I was hoping for that. God damn it.
But unfortunately, it's more of a screech from a banshee in the middle of the night.
I mean, I think we're gonna have to revisit some. This is off topic. I apologize, but you saying that, I watched this video of a guy telling like Appalachian stories and stuff, or like doing recreations, and there are so many cool Appalachian stories.
There is
Like-
a lot, dude.
Like I watched this video the other day of this guy. He was doing like a skit essentially, and he hears this kid outside, and he goes outside in the dark. He sees himself, and he hears his daughter inside the house again. And he's like, "Hey, lock the door. In the morning, tell your grandma that I found myself." And he just like unscrews the light bulb because it was like, I think it was just a Skinwalker video.
Hell
But it
no.
was-
I would not
was
tell my daughter to
really
lock the
cool.
door behind me because I would walk right back in and lock it myself.
Well, I mean,
Like, was he about to challenge the Skinwalker?
No,
That's what it
I-
sounds like. It's like,
I
hell
think there's
no.
more to it. Again, this has nothing to do with Dudleyville, but it was really cool. So I think there's more to it. I think that if he would have went back inside, like essentially he would have been putting everybody else at risk, because I don't think a Skinwalker would stop at just one. I think this, the finding yourself would be a Skinwalker, and I'm sure that this type of Skinwalker would, just relentlessly hunt you. I don't
Still
think
doesn't
there
make
would be
sense
any
logically.
escaping it.
Because even if you sacrifice yourself, it sounds like it'd still go for your family.
Yeah, so I don't think he's necessarily
Well,
Now
challenging
your
it.
family thinks you went off, and now you've came back.
Yeah, if anything,
Covered
he
in
doomed his
blood.
family. He just
And they're
doomed
like,
him.
"Oh, Dad's back, covered in
Yeah.
blood. He's acting a little weird. Let's let him inside.
Hey,
to make
what do
sure
you
he's
mean you saw
okay."
yourself? He's like, I walked around in front of a mirror, Grandma.
Anyway, that'd be
Grandma would know
horrifying.
as soon as-
Anyway,
The daughter
Real
opens
quick.
the door.
Sorry.
Grandma's
No,
like,
real quick. Before
Okay,
we leave
well-
that, though, I said it at the beginning of that video. We probably could have 1,000 episodes on all the stories in Appalachia.
probably. Well, we're gonna have to do more. 'cause
There's
they're cool.
so many,
They're
dude.
so cool. Anyway, back to Dudleyville.
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 I think there's really no benefit to it, but I genuinely think that Dudleyville, like this curse of Dudleyville, the hauntings, is just people trying to drum up some kind of excitement from an old ruin.
Yeah.
Like for whatever reason, maybe it's because it's paranormal researchers. Maybe they've got a YouTube channel or a blog, a podcast, whatever that may be. I kind of just think that they're using this as a resource, kind of the same as we are in a way. to drum up excitement or attention. I think that's it. I don't think there's anything really scary about Dudleyville.
Probably not.
The main 7 worst incidents that you said, like, were over 160 years. That to me,
Dudleyville was 160 years old when it ended.
That doesn't seem that bad. I mean,
are there a few coincidences there? Sure. Yeah. Somebody getting dementia, though? What did I say? One of them was dementia? Yeah, Abel Dudley suffered dementia and insanity. Okay, well,
I feel like back
in the 1600s, who knows what insanity was, you know?
Yeah.
Like somebody with dementia who's talking nonsense, which I don't think would be inconceivable. They could just, the lack of medical knowledge is just like, he's insane.
Yeah. Like,
push him off a cliff.
I don't.
I'm sure that's how they handled it. Yeah.
That they're like, he's insane, push him off a cliff. That's that.
What else are they gonna do with him?
You said that, and for
I don't know, but I don't think they're like, hey, you're crazy. Let's go take a walk to the top of that cliff.
What's way worse? Casey said
I'd willingly walk if I was the insane one.
And all I could picture was King Leonidas kicking people into the pit. That's all I could picture. You've got dementia.
That's funny to think about.
Inside.
You know what's kind of funny to think about is you just take all your elderly dementia patients up a hill and then kicking them off, but it's not a cliff; it's just a hill, so they just roll down the hill.
They're like, "Oh, gee, I don't know how I ended up at the bottom of this hill. I think my leg's broken, but I'm here."
The hills are so sharp with the rocks. Please, somebody stop me! Catch me at the bottom.
Now I'm picturing Mrs. Doubtfire rolling down those hills.
Dearie, these rocks sure are sharp. Help is on the way, dear. And she's just tumbling head over heels. Help is on the way, dear. See, now it's funny when you imagine Mrs. Doubtfire. Anyway.
Stumbling on it, yeah.
It makes you wonder if when he picked the area for the town, since he was the founder, it's like, was he already suffering from slight dementia, and that's why he picked like a really rough area? Or do you think he just thought it had that much promise to it?
They probably thought it had promise to it. Actually, it's probably one of the Dudleys getting a little greedy, and he's like, I found iron ore here. There's a river, so we'll build mills, and there's a bunch of trees and stuff, so we'll cut them down and use them at the mills, yada, 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 whatever the case may be. He's like, I'm going to make a quick buck. And then it turned out to be an awful, terrible decision, and everybody started dying, and he's like, well, this place is cursed. I'm out of here.
Well, this was not my best venture with my money.
He's like,
let's go somewhere else.
Sucks.
I've got dementia. That's my problem. I'm out.
All right.
Take me to the top of the hill.
Take me to the
I'll see you guys at the top of the hill. All right. Whether it's cursed ground, spiritual leftovers, or something waiting just beyond the veil, Dudleyville doesn't leave you empty-handed. Maybe that's why it's still here, even if the people are long gone. Next time you're hiking in Connecticut and see a crumbled wall, a forgotten gravestone, or hear something whispering through the trees, ask yourself, did you find Dudleyville, or did Dudleyville find you?
Now we're talking about a town that moves. This is horrifying.
Anyway,
so sweet.
So
I planned it to be like a Hallmark movie. Like,
I look out my window instead of seeing a Cadillac on the side of it. I see a fucking town now.
Anyway, so I've planned a camping trip for all of us.
Perfect. To Dudleyville?
To Dudleyville.
Nice.
I feel like knowing your luck, we would
Everyone's
go and
invited.
Pick a rock up. You'd be like, look at this rock. I'd be like, oh, he found it.
Found it.
You know, I'll bring back rocks for all of us. Anyway.
You know, don't bother. I'll pick mine up. You hold on to it until I can get it from you.
On the way back, Casey gets into a horrific car accident.
Wow. Thanks, Michael.
Anyway,
thanks for watching. Don't forget your flashlight. We appreciate you guys as always. Thank you so much. Go like us on Spotify and YouTube and all that jazz. We love you guys. All the good stuff. Leave a comment. Leave a like. Send Gabe your dirty underwear.
Don't do that.
We'll catch you guys next time. Thank you.